My name is Reika Talonen, and as Camilla told, I work for the city of Kajaani as an international recruitment coordinator. And today we will have a hopefully very great discussion on skilled workforce and students, international students, how you can contribute to kind of Kainuu's future, and also some about integration and inclusion. But today we have 6 great panelists with us. So let me introduce you, Matti Sirén. You most likely know most of you him. He's the president of the University of KAMK. Then next to Matti is Robert Jonestown. He used to be a student himself, and he still is. Should you be, though? And also an entrepreneur in Kainuu region. And next to him is Ying Lu, also an international student from KAMK. And Miro Sallela, who is who is the chairperson of the board, or head of the board, or what was the board president? I'm sorry. Lovely child has so many names or so many titles, of the student union KAMO. And then we have from the city of Kajaani, Risto Hämäläinen, the development director. And then Jari Junkari, the president of the entrepreneurs of Kainuu region. CEO, yes, sorry. Same but different. All right, so I hope that with these guys we will have a great conversation, and my aim is that if we have time and if you're active enough, then maybe we can have some of your comments and some of your ideas at some point of the discussion. But at the beginning, we thought with Tatiana, when we kind of prepared for this panel discussion, that it's good to show the video that was made last year in a project of KAMK, which kind of shows you where we kind of start this discussion. So we know that Kainuu region has some challenges in getting skilled workforce. We are doing a lot of things to kind of struggle these and to kind of help these to improve and to get here more people and get them to stay here. But we can always do more. And yeah, let's just jump into the discussion. So yeah, first question. Matti already has the mic, so let's jump to the skilled workforce. What do you see, Matti? What are the main areas, the main sectors in Kajaani or in Kainuu region that really needs the workforce or the skilled people that we are lacking of?
Okay, now, so you mentioned the challenges. I see them more as opportunities. So actually, what we are trying to do as a university here, we are trying to cover those important skills and opportunities in these regions. For example, we are very strong in ICT sector. Everybody has heard those big data centers that is being built close by. They are really huge projects, and not only talking about millions, but billions. Also, all kind of activities in the business side, whether it's part of industrial products. We have great companies that make, for example, services or devices. We have healthcare sector that is really needing people joining in that side, and foremost the entrepreneurial thing. So cross-disciplinary entrepreneurial things are things that has a great opportunity, because that field is pretty open. So at least those.
Yeah, thank you. I could maybe pass the mic. I will, if any of you want to comment at any time, you can shout out to me. Otherwise, I had some in mind that maybe not all the questions concern all of you. So the next, I will go to the other side and ask Risto how he sees from the city point of view, what kind of investments are coming to the city? What is the future, where we need the workers in the future?
Well, first, it's a pleasure to be here and nice to meet you, and you are very warm to be in Kajaani, studying in Kajaani, and I hope that I will also hear get some info from your side. How is the study in Kajaani? How you see to get job, trainee places, and so on. I know that maybe some challenges here, but we must face them. But Matti just told that those data center investments, they are really huge ones. They are now building big data center buildings there, and more are coming. One branch of industry I'd like to point, we have many very good technology companies. They are doing global business, and their work language is English. We have good cooperation with them. We have tomorrow, next time, lunch with them, and then we have been in those companies many times, and we have asked about how to behave to foreign workforce, and they say, oh, of course, if they can speak English, work with English, and the skills are just the right ones, please welcome. That's the message they sent. But what was your questions you asked?
Yeah, it was basically that what are the sectors that are getting more investments and which will need more workers.
And then tourism. East from Kajaani is Sotkamo and Vuokatti Holiday Resort. There will be huge investments also in future. And we have done project, and we are carrying now project to get more and more international tourists here. And there will be chances in future to get job there. Maybe those two ones. Technology and tourism.
Very good, very good. Yes. And I don't know if Jari has something to add from the entrepreneur side, if you have some other sectors to mention, or what kind of entrepreneurs generally in the region that may need the skill force.
Yeah, thanks. Questions. I present smaller companies from Kainuu. They typically need marketing assistant, marketing jobs, event organizing things, customer service, this kind of jobs. Not maybe the sectors exactly, because there are different kind of companies there, smaller ones. Yeah, that's my, maybe this kind of skills they need mostly.
That's very good. Thank you for adding it. I think we have quite many students who are maybe studying a business or tourism or that related, maybe more this point these sectors than the IT. So, or maybe in the future we have more IT. I don't know, but it was it was a really good point, I think, from all of you, that you can get kind of like a view what kind of companies and sectors we have and what is seeking for workers. And well, Matti already told that we are not talking about challenges, but only opportunities. Could you maybe, Risto, mention what kind of services the Kajaani city has that could help to kind of make these opportunities even more available, or?
Well, well, maybe I just now first make some marketing. We have, as a city, we have developed these services for foreign people. Rekka is one of the professionals giving support for all people coming abroad to Kajaani to integrate here services for workers and for their families, and also maybe also for pets. We have those experiences also. So we are having, as a city, we have very good services for everybody for integration. One thing I like to raise now is that our economy, our companies, they are quite anyway. Even though there are many of them are working on global market or using English, those technology companies, but many other companies and enterprises, they really need Finnish skills. So that would be very important for you if you want to get job here, and also somewhere in Finland. It's the same thing. You should get yourself Finnish skills. Rekka is a very good example. She came from Hungary to study here, and she has been working for KAMK and working for city, and her Finnish skills are now very good. So that's one point I like to rise up now.
Thank you. How about you others, from the students' point of view? Do you see more challenges? Do you see more opportunities? How do you see this? This topic is very big, and I think you have been here for a long time, and you even more, I guess. So you've heard this topic, I guess, a million times. It's now very on. Do you want to share your opinion?
Hi, yeah, Rob here. Still a student here at KAMK, but recently just became an entrepreneur. As you can hear, I'm English. Surprise, surprise. My Finnish skills are not good at all. And that was one of the big issues of becoming an entrepreneur here, was trying to get the business off the ground, trying to get the business registered, trying to get the business up and running. Everything's in Finnish. That is a challenge, especially for the international students whose mother tongue is not necessarily English as their first language. It's probably the second language. If I think, could I have done anything better to acquire those Finnish skills? Yes, I could have, and I should have. But it is a challenge, and I would I would obviously encourage everybody to try and get those Finnish skills, because if you don't get those Finnish skills, it is very, very difficult to actually get your business off the ground. I've been very lucky that my wife is Finnish, and I've said on many occasions, and I'll say it again, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be where we are at the moment, because everything was done in Finnish, and she was responsible for that. So big round of applause goes to Elise. And there she is over there waving her hand. Could things be better? Yes, they could be a lot better. And I think that having English in a lot of the platforms for your business should be there, especially when it comes to business plans and planning and things like that. I feel it's a little bit one-sided that you've got to do everything in Finnish, especially if you've got an idea. It's very difficult to bring that across. So when it comes to trying to be inclusive, yeah, I think it works both ways, to be quite honest. Yeah, I should have made a better effort to acquire that Finnish skills, but let's be honest, it's a little bit difficult. But yeah, it does work both ways, and I think if there's an inclusion from companies out there towards students as well, where they embrace the English, and we obviously embrace the Finnish back, then that would work. I've had many times where I've phoned suppliers to give them business, and I say, yeah, good morning, sorry, my Finnish is not very good. Phone goes down. And that's happened a couple of times. So it is very frustrating. But I think if you work together, you can overcome it. It's just finding that way to actually work together to get it done. Okay.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, because like you said, while becoming an entrepreneur, everything was in Finnish, because we as a student union, we thrive to communicate in English and in Finnish at the exact same way. But I would like to encourage that Finnish companies also thrive to that, so that they can communicate in English. So it would be easier for that. Although I do recommend English-speaking people to learn Finnish. It is harder, I can imagine, but also as Finnish people and Finnish organizations to learn the English.
I might share some personal experience, not only like my personal, also from my friends. About the language study first. I mean, it's quite hard to handle when you study as a full-time and also maybe need to worry about your living cost. And sometimes you have the part-time job if you are lucky, of course. Mentioned to the job, one of my friend, as Kaidi already mentioned about the HR agency. She got a dishwasher job from the agency, and everything got done, and the meeting went very well. And the agency was said like, okay, we will send you the contract during this week. You just wait for it, and you can start work next Monday. And then after the whole week, there's no response and no contract. And she was confused and sent the email like, what's happening there? And they didn't reply. And she called, okay. And the answer was like, I'm sorry, there is someone more suitable than you. So we decide to not offer you this job, unfortunately. But just in the next day, this job advertisement was on the website again. And there's one more requirement. It's like, you need to have a Finnish passport. But why you do the dishwasher need a Finnish passport? Yeah, what is the relatives between here? But yeah, I mean, of course, it's our responsibility to learn the language, of course, if you want to into this society and understand more and understand how this society works and survive here. But as Rob said, we can work together to overcome it. Yeah.
Maybe I add one thing. I haven't started a business in foreign, but during the time I studied, I spent a couple of semesters in abroad, in Italy and in Austria. And I tried to use local language. What I have heard from our students and some of my other friends is that Finns are either quite closed or too polite. So when you approach somebody with not perfect Finnish language, they switch to English. So try to be persistent and try to speak Finnish, because that is the way to learn. And I think everybody is more or less happy for attempt, and that is the way to learn things. So use the Finnish language, although you are not yet very fluent with that. And unfortunately in Finland, Finnish language is very usually required, at least in some level. Not by passport, that's awful. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I can really relate to what Matti said, that when you use the language, you actually kind of learn it, although you don't want it, or when you listen to it, it can actually stuck to you. It's my personal experience. Some say I'm good at learning languages. I would say that the high school did not prove that. I was very bad in languages in high school, and I studied German for maybe 8 years. I understand nothing. But then I came to Finland and I was listening, and I tried to, as Matti said, I tried to say to my friends that, okay, well, I'm here already like more than a year. Like, I want to speak Finnish. And they were also in a way that, okay, well, you decided to stay in Finland, so you have to learn Finnish. So my friends, at some point, they stopped talking me in English. And they said that, well, if we have to explain to you many times, then we will explain you many times. And if you're still like very out of the discussion, then maybe we can switch to English. But it's also better for you if we push you and you push us, and you know, just to use it and that. And getting back to the passport thing, I would just say that if someone ever tells you that you cannot get a job because you don't have a Finnish passport, first of all, you can tell them it's not because of the passport, it's your residence permit. And still, if they don't want to understand, that's why we have in the city the recruitment services that you can kindly advise them to contact me or my colleague, and we can explain them what are exactly the rules, how can you get a foreign-speaking person to work for you. And also at the city, we try to inspire also in the future more and more employers to take foreign-speaking people to work. One of these actions that we are actually got from this summer, unfortunately, it does not help yet you as students with the student status. But for example, after your studies, when you are unemployed, then if there is an employer who is willing to take you work for him or her, the city can provide some additional fund to help to integrate you into the workplace, or to help you with additional Finnish language course, or anything that would require that you could have like a longer work opportunity. But yeah, this is yet for the unemployed ones, but maybe it can be at some point extended, or maybe with KAMK and Matti we can figure out something boost for the students as well.
Sure, and that's actually something that is under discussion already.
Yes, using of language. We in Finland, we get very good teaching in the school of English, but the problem for us is activating to use English. That's a common problem. My English is lousy, but without those big foreign data center investors in the last 2-3 years, it would be much more worse. As a city, we have also trying to activate our organization to get foreign trainees, foreign workers. In my unit, we have those employment and international services, and we have foreign workers, and it goes very well. And then those job opportunities, there's also one way. Natalia is sitting there, she's running project for foreign people to start to be entrepreneurs, and that's one way to get your job to be entrepreneur. And the organization of regional organization of entrepreneuring they are more than willing to help in those efforts. That's one way to get money.
Exactly, very good point. We kind of jumped forward to the significance of integration and the language especially. However, to stuck with this for a little while, I would still ask Miro, how do you see the international students integration, and what kind of services KAMO can provide to get the students more involved in different activities and these kind of things?
Well, we try to get our international students to be involved in our activities, such as the international tutor activities. We are trying to find ways how we can make the international tutor activities as more seen as the Finnish, I think. But yeah, but I have always seen that our international students are a really active and vocal part of our student union, and we hope that we can provide more and more ways for them to get involved.
Do you have at the moment foreign students in your board, for example, or can this be something that could be expanded in the future?
Well, unfortunately, we do not have the availability for foreign students to be on the student board or the student council due to the language, because we try to do within resources everything in English, but to be part of the board and etc. would have to we have to have all our material also in English, and we have lots of partners that have all their materials only in Finnish, etc. So hopefully in the future there will be a way to get English-speaking students as well part of these activities.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe some internship place where foreign-speaking student can help you to make these now only Finnish instructions into English and have some ideas, maybe? Yeah, I will not push you more. Let's give it to Matti because he has something to say.
Yeah, I understand that we are now separating like international students or Finnish students, but in the end of the day, I see KAMK as a university with the bilingual support, and that is the real target. Regardless whether where you are coming from or what is your native language, you can study, you can do everything you want, either in English or Finnish or Swedish or Laplandian languages by law, but we don't have much of those students, at least yet. So I encourage everybody in our staff and also in our students to work towards that. Because the world is global. What we do here, what we teach, what we learn are something that has a bigger impact than only Finnish-speaking world. And therefore, to be open and take the best out of this world requires languages. And I'm welcoming everybody to participate in that.
Thank you. Do you have anything to add about what maybe helped your integration to Finnish society, or what could have helped more? What kind of services would you have been looking for?
All right. For me, like as we already mentioned in the previous lectures, hobby is a big thing to be included. Like when I walk on the street, none of the Finnish talk to me. But when I bring my mushroom basket, walk in the forest, everyone come to me, ask, what kind of mushroom are you looking for? Did you get some mushrooms? And when you are fishing, also the Finnish people come to ask you, did you get something? So I think I'm looking for kind of services like have an expert to bring the foreigners who are interested in mushrooms to go to the forest to do this kind of lessons, as Yolma already teach me. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I think this is one of the best way to experience this culture. And for me, it's I think one of the best part in the summer. And I always feel like, okay, I know why Finland is the happiest country in the world. It's always happened when I hunting for mushrooms or looking for the sunset near to the river. I don't know if just for me personally or generally, because, picking up something and hunting something from the worldwide, it's just a natural of the human. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd just like to add something there with what Chris said, and that is, doesn't matter what language you speak. If you provide the service, it'll be there, and it'll grow. As long as you've got that service to provide, doesn't matter what language you actually speak. And it's like you said, when you bring back your basket of mushrooms, everybody says, "Oh, what mushrooms have you got there?" That is exactly what business is. Provide that service. Doesn't matter what language you speak. The clientele will come. And I think that's important as well. It's. Like I said before, I wish I can still learn the Finnish language. I am fluent in other languages apart from English. But yeah, I feel if you can provide that service, it doesn't really matter what language you speak. As long as you speak the language of service, that's all that really matters.
That's true. May I ask Chris that how did you end up going to the forest or finding this hobby for yourself? Did you pick up your basket and went like by yourself? Or did you have a friend who was like, now you learn mushrooms and we go?
It was from the actually social media. Thanks for all the influencers. Like it's just so attractive, like to relax to watch. Like people are picking mushrooms. Like have some big influencer on the Chinese social media who live in Finland. That's a starting point. And then I borrowed the books from the library. Of course, it's just in Finnish, but if you are really passionate about that, it doesn't matter, you know. You just, translate and pick up one thing and bring to the home and check if it's eatable or not and it's poisonous or not. If some of my friends even worry about, like, if they cannot contact me, like next morning, I still fall asleep until 11 a.m. And one of my friends will ask other friends, go to knock her door. I don't know if she still survived or not. Maybe she ate raw mushrooms and died alone. So yeah, that's the starting point. And then I went to the second-hand shop. It's also very Finnish way, and asked, do you have some mushroom basket for selling? And they took one in the storage and like, this is for you, you don't need to pay. So yeah, so I mean, like this is kind of like magic. So yeah, when you have this kind of, and also cross-country skiing, when you're doing that on the trail, like people are or willing to say even you are just like walking. For Finnish people, they are so used to cross-country skiing. It's like just like natural as walking for them, but you are just like an old lady, you know, walk on the snow, but it's still fine. Just to try to experience, and it will make you fresh and make you more willing to stay here and keep some hope for looking for jobs. Yeah.
Thank you. I guess it's a good point to. What didn't we have our time, like 1 hour until 3? Because I got the note from 4 or 5 minutes. We are really far.
Maybe I give a little advertisement here, if you have a tight in schedule. We have just hired 2 campus seniors, one grandfather and one grandmother. They are both fluent in English. And if you want to learn more about mushrooming or things like that, go ahead and ask. They are just for you here.
Yes, and what I wanted, Jari gets the next mic, but what I wanted to kind of raise up that it's very, I think also with the foreigner background, that it's very important that you find something that you're interested about and you kind of go after it, and there how you find people and there how you find connections and well, to be honest, sadly, in Kainuu, you really need the connections. But Jari.
Yeah, thank you. That's also my point, what Reka says. Find few tips to find job. Find Finnish-speaking friend. Ask them for help. They usually help. The biggest problem smaller companies is the fear of what others thinks, what my customers thinks, what my colleagues thinks. That's the biggest fear. Just understand it and connect maybe 10 companies, ask help, ask work, and you get results. But if you only call one, that's the missing of opportunities. So think about it like selling. You have to tell yourself 10 companies, and then somebody hire you. And if you have Finnish friends, it helps. We have also discussed yesterday that I organize a small team, 5 students maybe, and I find 7 or 10 companies, and we go there with the team and think about it and what's their process, and thinking what are the main jobs you can do. And learn together with entrepreneurs, and we are starting it about maybe 1 month. So this is my tips: just be active and be yourself. And there are lots of works to do, but you have to find it because the entrepreneurs don't live there. They live, I don't actually know where they live, but they live somewhere here.
Yeah, yes. Yingli just mentioned mushrooms and fishing, and some of us are also during the autumn we are hunting. But the common thing is that we, the people living here in Kainuu region, we all have some kind of connection to the nature because we have rich and poor nature. Amazing forests, amazing lakes, and that's one common thing for us, that we also have very good, very deep connection to the nature. That's one thing for people living, main thing why we want to live here.
Then kind of going to another way, or maybe going back to the beginning, I would like to discuss a bit how could we even more benefit from the international students, how our companies in Kajaani could more benefit from the international students, although their Finnish would not be perfect. Well, Jari already said some ideas just now. Do you, Matti, maybe have some ideas that what?
Thank you. I'm talking too much here, but nevertheless, I think the richness what we have in here in academia, we have 64 different nationalities altogether. So in principle, we are able to help practically any company finding a new markets, understanding the means and way the business is run in some other countries. And of course, the export business of the services, of the goods, that's huge opportunity. So that is one thing. The second thing, what was discussed here earlier, was the tourism. So how to build those bridges, how to create those service products for the tourists from Asia, from Africa, or where not. And I think you all have lots of expertise and understanding of your country of origin. That is a really value for the companies here, but you have to tell that story, how you can help them to gain a new businesses. So maybe this is a thing we can work together. What kind of skill set would be needed to help entrepreneurs find the opportunities that are not yet utilized?
Very good point, and that would have been my second question. How do we make the entrepreneurs and then the employers see that there is more, there could be more opportunities if they take it. I don't want to say if they take the risk, because it's not a risk. You are talented and very skilled students, so it shouldn't be a risk but an opportunity. But how could you see it more?
From a student's point of view, what I've done now, being the entrepreneur at Lentira Holiday Village, is that we've actually taken in students to do internships, and we haven't put them at the back. We've actually put them out front, so they're interacting all of the time, and I think that interaction and being out there in front and showing your face is also very important, because that also promotes that inclusion. Yes, there's going to be things that the interns will do that is not even part of their, their degree program, but it's giving them an opportunity to actually experience working life in Finland. So we obviously do that, and we want to continue doing that. And it's also companies, I think it would be nice for companies to do something that we are doing as well, where you put them out there. Don't give them an internship and put them in the back office and then leave them for 2 months. That achieves nothing. And that's going to stifle their growth. So yeah, give them the opportunity to do it. If they don't speak Finnish or they're struggling with Finnish, maybe the best thing to do is to throw them in the deep end, put them out there in front, and they'll quickly learn that. Yeah, I should learn from that. I should actually go out there in front and do it. But yeah, it's something that I feel that I also need to do, and I've started doing it very, very slowly. For example, when I go and buy supplies now at the supermarket, I try and do everything in Finnish. It's quite fun sometimes when you tell them, yeah, I've got 20, and then you think, what is 20 in Finnish? But the nice thing is that those businesses are actually very welcoming, because they will then give me the word, and then we'll carry on from there. And I think that's something that a lot of businesses should do. Give the student the opportunity to experience it, because without that experience, they're not going to grow.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And you actually made me remember my internship at Kainuu Liikunta when I was studying here. And they actually put me to the front desk at the reception, and they were like, yeah, you can answer the phone, and there will be some applications for the upcoming Vuokatti-hiihto, and yeah, you speak some Finnish and you can do it. And then I remember answering this one call, and I know that he was speaking Finnish, but I didn't get anything what he was saying. So I had to tell to my colleague to take it over, because I didn't get it. And then afterwards she was like, well, he was calling from Kuhmo. It's okay, you didn't understand. So also the dialects can be challenging.
I probably can add some of my personal experience from my part-time job. When I just work, I work in a burger shop. When I just start work, I don't know any kind of words except kiitos and moi. And my boss was really nice. I mean, for the entrepreneur and companies, it's not like a big risk you are taking. It's about, are you willing for pay some small price for that? Of course, at the beginning, I will take the wrong order. I will put the wrong mouse, like different wrong sauce, and then mix the order. And when I pick up the call, like one of the customer was like, I will order 10 food. Do you think you can handle a situation, or you want to give your phone to your colleague? I was like, if you only say the menu, the things on menu, I can handle that. So I mean, like, it's also the, I wouldn't say the education for customers. They are also used to that, start to use to that. And after a few times, even some specific needs from the customers, you can handle that. And I noticed like some of the customers are even more willing to talk to the foreigners in English, because they also want to practice. And some of the children especially, they are so curious about have some Asian face here and can make the Finnish food, I mean. So the question is like, are you willing to pay a small price for that? Not like take a big risk, because let's say if the job is not that high skilled, it's of course possible to learning by doing. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Miro, can you tell, I think you have a project going on at KAMK at the moment. Can you tell us about that? How does it link to this topic?
Yeah, we have this project called Experts from Around the World, called OSMA, which is short for Osaajia Maailmalta, the Finnish name. The goal for the project is to, find different ways, different places, places of work where international students here at KAMK can go do their internship and even get employed there. And we are trying to do it, all around the Kainuu region. The project started a couple of months ago, and it is still it's going. There are lots of plans, and we hope to achieve the goal, and we find as many places for the international students to get employed, and hopefully make it better and offer these opportunities to you all.
Thank you. It sounds like a great project. We don't have so much time anymore. I think if you have any questions in here, then we can take one or two.
Okay, I'm a third year student at KAMK and I'm studying sports. Okay, there's a big discussion why this Finnish society doesn't, I would say, offer English. Maybe when you work, why it's not being used English? My personal idea is, okay, Finland is Finland because it's Finnish. So I don't like to change the identity of my own country. So the same way, I think Finland should not change from Finnish to English. So, and Finland didn't choose me. I chose Finland. So it's my responsibility to learn Suomi. But of course, I still can't speak Finnish because there are practical challenges as a student. So many of you say that we can use the small words, but when you come to the university for 8 to 3 p.m., we are working in English environment, so there's a very less opportunity for us to use the Finnish preparators, right? So Jinglu will be with me. So I think 2 years back, there was one project with one of our teachers. So we stress this. Okay, we want to learn Finnish. And the subject called Finnish for Foreigners doesn't give that much enough for us to learn Finnish. So, and this question is, asked from us is, why the others who are not students learn Suomi so fast? Especially the refugee people who are. So the reason is, so they have something called full-time studies. We don't have it. So we propose at least you give 2 hours or 1 hour every day, even in Finnish. So maybe not every student will attend, but whoever wants to do it, attend. Right? So also that's request goes to Matti and also to Risto. So you have this beautiful program called Educaja and Springhouse. Of course, now it will go into the cow. So why don't you have something for us? So evening studies, right? We all want to learn Suomi. And also I also work to a Finnish company for the summer. They embrace me, knowing that I can't speak Suomi. But of course, due to the nature of the work, I get let export to the Suomi language. So I think for the students, it is utmost necessary to have some extensive Finnish course, either from you. So that's my request. Okay.
Yes, we know that the challenge you mentioned, and it's a challenge, and we are discussing how to improve it. Because in the beginning of next year, state-organized employment services will come to the city of Kajaani, and we have been discussing that what are the ways to improve possibilities for foreign people to learn Finnish. We are just discussing about that issue you asked me. I hope that was a good message. I will get it with me to next discussions about that item.
That's a very practical proposal. Let's see what we can do for that. Thanks for that.
Kiitos. Thank you. And we have 1 minute left, if I'm right. And well, we had a very chatty panel and panelists, and hopefully you kind of got out of it what you wished to get out of it when you came. Yeah. I would have needed to sum up what we discussed about. But basically, we need the skilled force. The main areas that are now growing in Kajaani and Kainuu it was IT and tourism, and we have many small businesses, and we need more small businesses and entrepreneurs. Finnish language skills, it's always a big discussion. You all can take away what you kind of feel about it. I know it very much shares opinions, but I really liked your point as well. And when I moved here, I thought the same. We decided to move to Finland, not Finland decided to take us, although they had to kind of improve it. But we cannot wait that others will integrate to us, but we have to integrate to the local society. And yeah, we will have a lot of things coming up in the future. With Risto mentioned the employment services are moving next year to the city's responsibility. So hopefully it will only bring the opportunities that Matti said, that we will not have challenges, but only opportunities. And yeah, let's go with that forward. And if you have some questions later on, we don't have time anymore to take it in this panel, but maybe you can reach out to the panelists before they disappear and talk to them a bit. Thank you.
Thank you.